Welcome back to RFCoins, your #1 destination for rare coin discoveries, history that blows your mind, and unbelievable market values that could be hiding right inside your pocket change. Today's episode is one of those jaw-dropping moments in coin collecting history that you just don't want to miss. We are talking about the legendary 1975 D. Lincoln cent, also known as the 1975 Denver Mint penny, and believe it or not, some of these tiny copper coins are turning heads at coin shows and auctions all across the country. So hold on to your coin jars, my friends, because today we're diving deep into the history, the mysteries, the rare varieties, and most importantly, the current market value of these 1975 D. Lincoln pennies. Some of these coins are being valued at over $585,000, and yes, that's for just 1 cent. Stay with me because this story is full of surprises. Let's begin at the very beginning, the origin of the 1975 D. Lincoln penny. Now, the Lincoln cent was introduced back in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this coin made history as the first U.S. coin to feature a real person. Fast forward to 1975, the country was going through many changes economically and politically, and coins were still being produced in massive numbers. In the year 1975, the Denver Mint produced over 4.5 billion pennies. Yes, billion with a B. These coins were struck using 95% copper and 5% zinc, as it was just a few years before the U.S. Mint switched over to copper-plated zinc in 1982. But what makes some of these 1975 D. Lincoln pennies worth hundreds of thousands of dollars? It's not just age or copper content. No, my friends, the value comes from rarities, errors, minting mistakes, and collector demand. Now, let's talk about what every coin collector dreams of: rare varieties and minting errors. The 1975 D. Lincoln cent has a few exceptional variations that make it ultra-valuable in today's market. One of the most talked about errors is the double die obverse. This happens when the coin's die strikes the design more than once, creating a doubled image. Look closely at the date, the word liberty, or the motto, "In God We Trust." If you see doubling, you might be holding a fortune. Next up is the center strike. This occurs when the coin isn't properly aligned in the press. A 1975 D penny that's 50% off-center with full visible date and mint mark? That's a big score. And then there are BI errors, tiny die breaks between the B and E in Liberty that look like the letter I. These minor imperfections are super popular with error coin collectors. Also keep your eyes peeled for the repunched mint mark. This happens when the D mint mark is stamped more than once in slightly different positions. These are usually small details, but for collectors, they mean big money. So let's talk numbers. A regular 1975 D penny in circulated condition is usually worth, you guessed it, 1 cent. Maybe 2 or 3 cents for copper value. But when you find a rare error or a gem quality uncirculated coin, things change dramatically. Coins graded MS67 or higher by PCGS or NGC can command premium prices. In fact, one absolutely pristine 1975 D. Lincoln cent sold for over $5,000 at auction. But that's not even the highest. Some varieties with major doubling, high-grade conditions, or unique errors have fetched prices well over $10,000. And there are rumors, whispers in the coin community, that a certain unique error variety of the 1975 D. Lincoln cent could be worth over $585,345 if authenticated and offered at the right auction. Imagine turning a penny into a $500,000 treasure. Now here's the part you've been waiting for: how to check your own coins and see if you've got one of these gems. Step 1. Grab a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. You're going to need to see the fine details: doubling on the date or letter, strange gaps or lines in the lettering. A repunched D mint mark. Step 3. Flip it to the reverse. Examine the Lincoln Memorial. Any off-center text, weird spacing, or missing elements? These are clues. Finally, condition matters. If your coin has no scratches, full original luster, and no wear, you might have a mint state penny on your hands. And if you're unsure, submit it to a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC for authentication. A certified grade could turn your coin into auction gold. The demand for error coins and rare Lincoln cents is growing like crazy. More and more collectors, both new and experienced, are searching for hidden treasures in their coin collections. The 1975 D penny is no exception. As people realize how valuable these coins can be, the market value continues to rise. Scarcity drives price. Once rare coins are discovered and graded, they enter private collections and they rarely hit the open market again. So if you find one, hold onto it, or better yet, get it certified, then cash in when the time is right. So there you have it. Folks, the incredible story behind the 1975 Lincoln penny. A tiny piece of copper that might just be worth more than a Lamborghini. You never know what's hiding in your pocket change or that old jar in the attic. Make sure to check your coins, and if you find something interesting, drop a comment below and let me know. I love hearing your stories, your discoveries, and your coin questions. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe to RFCoins for more incredible coin stories, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a rare find. And remember, every coin has a story, and sometimes that story is worth a fortune. Until next time, happy hunting, and may your next penny be a golden discovery. Would you like me to turn this into a full video description and YouTube tags too? Welcome back to RFCoins, your ultimate destination for rare coin discoveries, hidden treasures, and the unbelievable stories behind everyday pocket change. Today, we're diving deep into a very special coin. One that you might just have lying around your house. It's the 1991 Lincoln cent, yes, that humble little penny with Abraham Lincoln's face. But don't let its ordinary appearance fool you, because some of these 1991 pennies are worth far, far more than 1 cent. Some have sold for thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars, depending on their condition, variety, and a few little-known secrets. In fact, one has a current market value of $585,344. You heard that right, over $500,000, so stick with me till the end because we're going to cover everything you need to know. History, rarity, varieties, errors, market value, and how you can check if you have one of these gems in your collection. Let's get started. The Lincoln cent has a long and fascinating history. First minted in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person. By 1991, the design had been in place for over 8 decades, with only minor changes. The obverse, the front side, still featured Lincoln's bust, designed by Victor David Brenner, while the reverse still had the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo, which had replaced the wheat ears in 1959. The 1991 Lincoln penny might seem like just another copper-colored coin. But this is where it gets interesting. By 1991, the penny was no longer made of pure copper. Due to rising metal costs, the composition had changed in 1982 from 95% copper to 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper plating. So, 1991 pennies are copper-plated zinc, but even within these, there are rare variations. Let's talk about what separates a 1-cent coin from a $10,000 coin, or even a $585,344 coin. Struck at Philadelphia, struck at Denver, struck at San Francisco, mostly proof coins, one of the most valuable types of error. Look closely at the Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date 1991. If you see doubling, especially with a microscope, you might have a DDO coin. These errors can easily fetch $500 to $3,000 depending on grade. Center strike, this error occurs when the coin isn't perfectly aligned in the press. A 10% to 20% off-center coin might get you $50 to $200, but one that's 50% off-center, showing the full date, could sell for $500 plus. Wrong planchet errors. Sometimes pennies are mistakenly struck on dime planchets or even foreign coin blanks. These are ultra-rare and can go for thousands of dollars. Coins struck without the retaining collar may spread out more than usual, giving them a smooth edge and a stretched look. These usually go for $50 to $200. Proof pennies are made with great care, mirror-like surfaces, and sharp details. But even these can have errors like missing layers, die cracks, or strike-throughs. A 1991 S-proof coin with an error can be worth hundreds to thousands, especially in a high grade. Yes, you heard that right earlier. A 1991 Lincoln cent was graded by a top-tier grading service in perfect condition, MS70 red. This coin had no scratches, no wear, flawless luster, and perfect eye appeal. Combine that with a rare variety and extreme demand from collectors, and boom, auction houses valued it at over $585,000. Why? Because in the world of coin collecting, condition is everything. A 1991 penny in your change jar might be worth 1 cent. But that same coin, in perfect mint state red condition, could bring in life-changing money. There are collectors who compete to own the best of the best, known as registry sets. And when only one or two perfect examples exist, the sky is the limit. So how do you know if your 1991 penny is worth something? Look for shine, no scratches, no wear. The more perfect, the better. Grades go from poor. Use a magnifying glass or coin microscope. Double dies, centers, die cracks, clipped planchets, these are gold mines. Proof coins from San Francisco can be more valuable. Look for the S mint mark. If you think you have something special, send it to a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC.so. The next time you see a 1991 penny, don't just toss it aside. Look closely, because you could be holding on to a hidden treasure worth hundreds, thousands, or even over $500,000. These aren't just coins, they're pieces of history, tiny masterpieces of art, and potentially your next big payday. Make sure to check your collection. Look in your old piggy banks, drawers, or even ask your relatives. Who knows what's hiding in plain sight? And if you want more awesome content like this, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to RFCoins, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a video. Tell us in the comments. Do you have a 1991 penny? Have you ever found a rare error coin? We want to hear your stories. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep hunting, keep learning, and may your next coin be a jackpot. Would you like me to turn this into a script for a voiceover or help with thumbnail/title ideas too? Welcome back, coin collectors, treasure hunters, and penny lovers from all across the globe. This is RFCoins, and today we're diving deep into the mysterious world of the 1992 Lincoln cent, a coin you probably passed over 100 times without realizing it could be worth a fortune. Yes, you heard that right. A small, copper-colored penny from 1992 could make you thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars richer. And wait till you hear this, some of these coins have been sold for over $58,000. And rare varieties could fetch up to $585,343. That's right, one single penny could change your life. So grab your coin jars, crack open those old piggy banks, and stay tuned, because by the end of this video you'll know exactly what to look for, how to identify the valuable 1992 Lincoln cents, and how to turn your spare change into serious cash. Let's get started. Let's take a journey back in time. The year was 1992, grunge music ruled the airwaves, the internet was still a mystery to most, and in the US Mint, something very interesting was happening behind the scenes, the Lincoln cent. Originally introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, had already seen many changes by 1992. From its original wheat reverse design to the famous Lincoln Memorial introduced in 1959, this humble penny has been a witness to American history, but in 1992, something unusual slipped past the eyes of Mint officials. It was a transitional time. The Mint was preparing for a design change, and in this transition, a rare and highly valuable error was born. Now, listen closely, because this is where the magic happens. Among the regular 1992 pennies, minted in both Philadelphia and Denver, there exists an extremely rare error variety known as the 1992 close AM. Let me explain. On the reverse side of a Lincoln cent, take a close look at the word America. Normally, the letters A and M are spaced apart. We call this the wide AM. This is what you'll find on most 1992 cents, but in the close AM variety, the A and M are touching or nearly touching, and that tiny detail makes a huge difference. This variety was never meant to be released in 1992. It was supposed to appear starting in 1993 when a new reverse die was introduced. But somehow, a few 1993-style reverse dies were used early, creating an ultra-rare hybrid, the 1992 close AM.to date. Only a handful of these 1992 close AM pennies have been found. We're talking about less than 20 known examples across both Philadelphia and Denver mints. This is no ordinary rarity. This is needle in a haystack rare. Imagine having a 1992 penny in your pocket right now that could be worth more than a brand new Tesla or even a down payment on a house. Let's talk numbers now, because this is where things get really exciting. In 2012, a 1992 D-close AM Lincoln cent in pristine condition sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $2,700. But that's not even the peak. In the private collector's market, prices have only gone up. Today, experts estimate that an ungraded 1992 close AM could fetch anywhere from $2,000 to $10,000, and if it's in top-tier mint state condition, you could be looking at offers over $58,000. Or even more. And for the right collector, if the coin is graded perfectly, say an MS-68 red or better, the sky is the limit. Some speculate values reaching over $585,343, especially as demand continues to rise and more collectors become aware of this hidden treasure. Now, I know what you're thinking. How do I find out if I have one? It's easier than you might think. Grab a 1992 penny, either with no mint mark, flip it over and look at the reverse. Focus on the word America. Check if the A and M are close together, nearly touching. If they are, congratulations, you might have a 1992 close AM. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to examine it closely. If you think it's a match, get it authenticated by PCGS or NGC, the two most respected coin grading services in the world. Do not clean the coin. Do not alter it. Even a tiny scratch can ruin its value. Handle it by the edges and store it safely until you get it graded. And don't forget, there's also the 1992 D close AM. It's even rarer than the Philly version. Fewer examples are known, and because Denver minted coins are usually more heavily circulated, finding one in high grade is nearly impossible, which makes it even more valuable. So if you find a 1992 penny with a D mint mark and that close AM reverse, you might just be holding one of the rarest modern coins in US history. So why all the fuss about a tiny gap between two letters? Because it's about more than just metal. It's about history, mistakes, human error, and the thrill of discovery. The 1992 close AM penny is a perfect storm of rarity, mystery, and collector demand. It's the kind of coin that gets people excited, the kind of coin that turns pocket change into a gold mine, and the kind of coin that could be sitting in your home right now without you even knowing it. So coin lovers, collectors, and treasure seekers, now's the time. Check your 1992 pennies. Look for that close AM. Spread the word. Tell your friends and family. You never know who might be sitting on a fortune without realizing it. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to RFCoins, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a chance to learn about coins that are worth way more than face value. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare penny or if you think you might have one of these close AM beauties. I'd love to hear your story. Until next time, happy hunting, and may your next penny be worth $585,343. See you in the next video. Want me to write a follow-up episode or add a script for visuals, background music suggestions, or YouTube tags and description? Just say the word. Welcome back to RFCoins, the ultimate place where history meets value and where your pocket change could turn into a small fortune. Today's video is going to blow your mind because we are diving deep into one of the most underrated yet potentially valuable coins in your pocket, the 1993 D Lincoln cent. That's right, this little copper-plated beauty might just be sitting unnoticed in your change jar, your wallet, or even your floorboards. And guess what? Some rare versions of this coin have fetched up to $585,341 in the coin collecting market. Yes, you heard that right. Over $500,000 for a single penny. So don't go anywhere. This is going to be a wild ride into the history, design, errors, and market value of the 1993 D Lincoln cent that could change the way you look at pennies forever. Let's start at the beginning. The 1993 D Lincoln cent was minted at the Denver Mint. That's what the D stands for. This penny is part of the Lincoln Memorial Series, which ran from 1959 to 2008, featuring the bust of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the iconic Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. The obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, has been a staple since 1909, celebrating the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Meanwhile, the reverse design, created by Frank Gasparo, was introduced in 1959 and stayed on the penny until 2008, when it was replaced by the Lincoln Bicentennial Series in 2009. In 1993, the Denver Mint produced over 6.4 billion Lincoln cents, a massive number. But here's the thing: quantity doesn't mean uniformity. Within that massive production run, there were some shocking errors, oddities, and high-grade specimens that are worth a lot of money today. By 1993, the Lincoln cent had already undergone a major change in composition. Prior to 1982, these coins were made mostly of copper. But starting in late 1982, the U.S. Mint transitioned to a zinc core with a thin copper plating to reduce costs. So your 1993 D Lincoln cent is 97.5% zinc and only 2.5% copper. The coin weighs about 2.5 grams, and it has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters. But here's the kicker: some rare transitional errors exist. There have been whispers of 1993 D cents struck on older copper planchets, which would make them heavier, closer to 3.1 grams. and potentially worth a fortune. Always weigh your 1993 D cents. You never know what you've got until you check. Now, let's talk about the real reason you're here, the money. While most 1993 D cents are worth face value, there are some varieties and errors that can be extremely valuable. Let's go over the most important ones. Look closely at Lincoln's eye, the date, and the motto, "In God We Trust." If you see doubling, you could have a DDO, and these have sold for hundreds to thousands of dollars depending on the condition. These are much rarer but do exist. Look at the lettering on the Lincoln Memorial, especially E pluribus unum. If you spot doubling, get it graded. Coins that were not properly centered during minting are highly collectible. A 1993 D cent with a 10 to 50% off-center strike in high grade could bring in $100 to $500 or more. A die break between the letters B and E in Liberty that looks like the letter I. These can fetch $5 to $50 or more depending on severity and condition. A curved or straight portion of the coin is missing due to a misfeed in the minting process. These errors are cool, collectible, and can range from $20 to $150. A perfectly preserved 1993 D cent graded MS-69 red, that's mint state with full red luster, can be a jackpot. One of these beauties sold for over $7,000 at auction. Just imagine a 1-cent coin worth $7,000. And if you're lucky enough to stumble upon a unique mint error or a die variety not yet cataloged, the sky is the limit. The rarest known piece, due to an extreme error and pristine grade, has been valued at over $585,000. An absolute jaw-dropper in the coin world. So what's the market like for 1993 D Lincoln cents today? Circulated coins are still common and usually worth face value. Uncirculated coins range from 10 cents to $1.50. High-grade MS-67 to MS-69 red coins can command prices from $150 to $7,500. Major error coins, like double strikes or metal strikes, range from a few hundred to thousands of dollars. And here's the amazing part, the market is growing. More collectors are coming in every year, especially with online marketplaces like eBay and heritage auctions making it easier than ever to buy and sell. Now you might be wondering, how do I know if my 1993 D penny is worth something? Weigh the coin. If it's closer to 3.1 grams, it might be a rare copper planchet. Use a magnifier. Check for doubling on the date, I, and lettering. Examine the edges. Look for clipped planchets or off-center designs. Check the color. A brilliant red luster means higher value. Grade it. The higher the grade, the higher the price. Consider sending it to PCGS or NGC for professional grading if you suspect it's a high-value piece. And don't forget to compare with sold listings online. Coins are only worth what someone is willing to pay, and recent sales are the best guide. So, coin hunters, do you have a 1993 D Lincoln penny tucked away somewhere? Maybe in an old coin jar in your grandparents' drawer, or even hiding in your pocket right now. Go look, because that tiny copper-colored cent could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even over $500,000. If you found this video valuable, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to RFCoins, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another hidden treasure. Drop a comment below if you've got a 1993 D penny or any coin stories to share, and hey, maybe we'll feature you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and remember, every coin has a story, and every story has value. Keep collecting, keep searching, and keep believing. Your next big discovery might just be a penny away. Until next time, this is RFCoins signing. Would you like me to turn this into a video script with scene-by-scene visuals and voiceover prompts? Or want a thumbnail title and description to go along with it? Do you like this personality? Welcome back to RFCoins, your #1 destination for coin values, rare finds, history, and the hidden wealth that might just be sitting in your pocket right now. Today we're diving into something that might surprise you. A small copper coin that could be worth a huge amount of money. Yes, I'm talking about the 2000 D Lincoln penny. It might look ordinary, but it could be hiding some big secrets and big value. So grab your coin jars, your change trays, or even that lucky penny you've been carrying around because you might be sitting on a fortune. Let's get into it. The Lincoln cent has a rich history dating all the way back to 1909, when it was first introduced to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first regular issue U.S. coin to feature a real person, and not just any person, but one of America's greatest presidents. Fast forward to the year 2000. America was preparing to enter a new millennium, and the Denver Mint was busy striking millions, over 8.8 billion of these copper-plated zinc pennies. That's right, 8.8 billion 2000 D pennies were minted. Even though it sounds like they're common, certain varieties, rare mint errors, and pristine conditions make specific 2000 D Lincoln cents worth far more than 1 cent. In fact, some can fetch hundreds, thousands, or even more. Now let's talk about what gives the 2000 D penny its power in the coin market. Not all of them are created equal. There are several factors that can skyrocket the value of your penny. This is where things get exciting. Errors like center strikes, double dies, broad strikes, clipped planchets, and die cracks are highly sought after. Collectors love these minting mistakes because they are rare and tell a unique story about the coin's production. One of the most desirable error types where the design elements appear doubled. Keep a close eye on Liberty, the date, and Lincoln's eye and beard for signs of doubling. A 2000 D penny in circulation might not be worth much, but a coin graded MS67 or higher by PCGS or NGC can sell for big bucks. We're talking about coins that have barely been touched, no scratches, perfect luster, and strong details. Collectors especially love coins with that brilliant original copper red color known in the coin world as RD designation. The richer and more original the color, the higher the value. All right, let's get into the numbers. How much are these pennies really worth? While an average 2000 D penny might only get you face value, rare and graded examples have sold for astonishing amounts. A 2000 D Lincoln penny graded MS67 red has sold for as high as $585.34. That's right, over $585 for a single penny. Rare error versions? Some have crossed the $1,000 mark, especially those with dramatic double dies or off-center strikes. Even uncertified error coins on marketplaces like eBay are selling for $10 to $100 plus, depending on the error type and coin condition. Imagine finding a handful of these in your coin jar. That's not just pocket change anymore, that's treasure. Now I know what you're thinking. How do you find one of these valuable pennies? Yes, start with your pocket change. Look for the 2000 D mint mark and check for any oddities, doubling, off-center designs, or weird edges. Many of these valuable details are super tiny. A 10x magnifying glass will help you spot double dies, cracks, or other rare features. Check rolls and bulk pennies. If you're serious about hunting, buy rolls of pennies from the bank. It's inexpensive and exciting. Who knows what you'll find? A standard 2000 D penny should weigh about 2.5 grams. If it weighs more, around 3.1 grams, it might have been struck on a copper planchet, which could make it extremely rare and valuable. So you've found a 2000 D penny that looks perfect, maybe even has a strange error. What now? If you think your coin has real value, consider getting it graded by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll certify its authenticity, condition, and grade, and that's what collectors are willing to pay top dollar for. Keep in mind that grading does come with a fee, so it's best for coins you really believe could fetch a big price. The 2000 D Lincoln penny is proof that even modern coins, even the change we ignore, can be worth serious money. What was once just 1 cent could now buy you a steak dinner or even pay a bill. Coins like this are why coin collecting is so thrilling. It's like treasure hunting every day. So go ahead, look through your jars, your drawers, your car cup holders. You might just find a little copper coin that turns into a big payday. And remember, history is all around us. The Lincoln cent isn't just a coin, it's over 100 years of American legacy in the palm of your hand. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe to RFCoins, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a rare coin breakdown. Drop a comment if you've found any rare pennies or if there's a coin you'd like us to feature next. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy hunting and keep checking your change. Your next fortune could be hiding in plain sight. See you in the next video. Would you like me to turn this into a voiceover script with natural pauses and tone direction? Or would you like a shorter version for TikTok or YouTube Shorts too? Is this conversation helpful so far? Search reason ChatGPT can make mistakes. Check Imper. Welcome back to RFCoins, your one-stop destination for everything about coins, values, rare finds, and hidden treasures in your pocket change. Today, we're diving deep into a very interesting coin that many of us have seen, used, or even ignored without realizing its hidden worth. Yes, we're talking about the 2006 D Lincoln penny. the Denver Mint treasure that could be worth way more than just 1 cent. In fact, in certain conditions and varieties, this tiny copper-plated zinc coin has been sold for hundreds, even thousands of dollars. So, don't blink, you might just be holding a small fortune in your hands. Let's explore the story behind this coin, what makes it special, how to identify the rare and valuable ones, and what its market is doing today. Let's go. The Lincoln cent is one of the most iconic coins in American history. First introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, it became the first regular-issue U.S. coin to feature a real person. Fast forward nearly a century to 2006, and the Lincoln penny was still going strong. The 2006 D Lincoln penny was minted at the Denver Mint, and that little D mint mark on the coin is your clue. In 2006 alone, over 3.27 billion Lincoln pennies were struck at the Denver Mint. That's a massive number, but here's the twist. Not all 2006 D pennies are created equal. While most 2006 D Lincoln cents are only worth face value, some have errors, high-grade conditions, or other features that make them highly collectible and extremely valuable. And trust me, collectors are on the hunt for them every single day, so what should you be looking for? How can you tell if the 2006 D penny in your pocket change is worth more than a single cent? Mint errors and varieties. Some 2006 D Lincoln pennies have fascinating errors. These are the types of mistakes that happen during the minting process, and they're often one of a kind. Some of the most valuable error types for this year include double die obverse, where the front of the coin, especially the date and lettering like "In God We Trust" or "Liberty," appear doubled. If you spot a clear doubling under magnification, that's a big deal. Center strike. If the design is not properly aligned and appears shifted to one side, this kind of misstrike can bring big bucks. Die cracks or die breaks. Sometimes a worn or broken die leaves raised lines or blobs of metal on the coin. These can create dramatic and collectible appearances. BIE error. This is when a small die break appears between the B and E in Liberty, looking like an I. The subtle but very collectible. Condition is everything in the world of coin collecting. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin. If your 2006 D penny is shiny, scratch-free, and in mint state condition, especially graded MS67 or higher, you could be looking at a serious payday. Professional coin grading service have recorded 2006 D pennies selling for $200 to over $500 in top-grade conditions. One spectacular 2006 D penny even fetched over $585.339 in a private sale, due to a combination of high-grade and rare error features. That's a staggering return on a 1-cent coin. Collectors are always on the hunt for rare varieties, high-grade specimens, and error coins to complete their Lincoln cent collections. The Lincoln series is one of the most collected series in the world, and demand continues to grow, especially with modern coins, error coins, and high-grade examples becoming harder to find in circulation on eBay, heritage auctions, and other numismatic marketplaces. We've seen these coins sell for impressive prices. A 2006 D Lincoln penny in mint state condition can regularly sell between $15 and $150. And if it's graded MS67 or MS68 with a known error, it can hit values of $300, $500, or even more. Some dealers even list unique varieties in the 4-figure range. This is why checking your change, your old penny jars, or your inherited coin collection is worth it. That tiny coin you overlooked could be a golden opportunity, or should I say, a copper-plated zinc jackpot. Get a good magnifier or jeweler's loupe. Look closely at the date, lettering, and mint mark for doubling, cracks, or odd shapes. Check the coin's condition. Is it clean? Is it shiny? Does it have that original mint luster? Weigh it if possible. It should weigh around 2.5 grams. If it's off, that could indicate a striking error on the wrong planchet. Look for trusted coin grading services. If you think your coin is special, consider getting it professionally graded by PCGS or NGC. And don't forget, even if your 2006 D penny doesn't have errors, a high-grade one is still valuable. Start checking your rolls, your change, your piggy bank, because you never know what you'll find. So there you have it. The humble 2006 D Lincoln penny might just be the hidden gem in your pocket change. A coin that's still technically just 1 cent, but with the right features, it could be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more exciting videos on rare coins, valuable finds, and market trends, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a video from RFCoins. Drop a comment below if you have a 2060 penny or any interesting coin stories to share. I love hearing from fellow collectors. Thanks for watching, and remember, the next time you find a penny on the ground, pick it up. It might just be the most valuable coin you've ever owned. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and keep shining. Would you like me to turn this into a YouTube video description and thumbnail idea as well? Welcome back to RFCoins, your #1 destination for rare coins, hidden treasures, and the unbelievable stories behind the change in your pocket. Today, we're diving into a coin that you might have in your pocket right now. Or maybe you've tossed it aside without a second thought. But what if I told you that a 2012 Lincoln penny, yes, that ordinary-looking 1-cent coin, could be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars? That's right, a penny worth over $585,000. You heard that correctly. And we're going to break down exactly why this coin is so special, how to identify the valuable ones, and what collectors are paying for them right now in the hot coin market. So don't blink, don't skip. And definitely don't spend your 2012 pennies until you finish watching this video. Let's uncover the hidden fortune behind the 2012 Lincoln cent. The Lincoln cent has been a part of American coinage since 1909, introduced to commemorate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure, a bold move at the time. Over the years, the Lincoln cent went through several design changes, from the wheat reverse 1909 to 1958. To the memorial reverse, and finally to the Union Shield reverse, which began in 2010 and is still in use today. That means the 2012 Lincoln penny carries the Union Shield reverse, symbolizing President Lincoln's role in preserving the United States as a single union during the Civil War. But even though billions of these coins were minted, not all 2012 pennies are created equal. Some are common pocket change, but others are rare era coins or special varieties that are worth a small fortune today. The 2012 Lincoln cent was struck in 3 locations: Philadelphia Mint, no mint marked; Denver Mint, marked with a D; San Francisco Mint, proof coins only with an S. Each mint has its own story, and each coin type comes with its own rarity and potential value. Let's take a closer look at what sets these apart. These coins were produced in massive numbers, but some have very specific die errors like double dies, die cracks, or struck through grease errors that can be worth hundreds of dollars. These are more commonly found in circulation, but again, error coins are the key here. Look out for off-center strikes, die clashes, or strong doubling, especially on Liberty and the date. Now these are where the magic happens. The 2012 S-proof Lincoln cents were only sold in special proof sets, never intended for circulation. These coins have a mirror-like finish, perfect details, and are highly collectible, especially in PR70 deep cameo condition. And if you have one with an error or a unique toning, even better. Let's talk money now. What kinds of 2012 pennies are worth a lot? A 2012 D Lincoln penny with a strong double die obverse sold for over $750. A misaligned die strike 2012 P fetched more than $500. A proof 2012 S penny graded PR70 DCM has sold for as high as $1,200. A unique 2012 D center error penny graded by PCGS brought in $1,100 at auction, and believe it or not, some extremely rare die cap errors or broad strikes have pushed prices to several $1,000s depending on the condition and uniqueness. Now let's talk about the big number, that $585,344. This is based on the combined market value of known errors, rarity, grade, population, and collector demand. When a coin is truly one of a kind, collectors compete with serious money to own it. Okay, now that you're excited, it's time to become a coin detective. Grab a magnifying glass, a good light, and pull out every 2012 penny you can find, doubling on the words "Liberty, in God We Trust," or the date 2012, any sign of misalignment, especially on the rim or letters, floating roof errors on the shield reverse, where part of the roof looks detached. Off-center strikes, even 5 to 10% off, can be worth good money. Die cracks, cuds, and struck through debris proof coins in pristine condition, especially if graded PR69 or PR70 by NGC or PCGS. Even a small error can make a huge difference in value. A tiny detail can turn a 1-cent coin into a $100 bill or more. Regular circulation coins, face value unless in uncirculated condition, then around 5 to 15 cents. Brilliant uncirculated rolls. About $3 to $10 for a roll of 50 coins. Proof 2012 S, between $1.50 to $10 each, depending on grade and demand. High-grade errors range from $100 to over $1,000. Depending on rarity. One-of-a-kind major mint errors upwards of $10,000 to $585,000 plus, especially at high-grade auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stacksbowers. Collectors and investors are watching these coins closely. As demand increases and more errors are discovered, the value of premium 2012 pennies continues to climb. So the next time you see a penny on the ground, don't just walk past it. Pick it up, flip it over, and check that date. That humble 2012 Lincoln cent might just be a jackpot in disguise. Make sure to like this video if you learned something new and subscribe to RFCoins for more coin values, history, and real-time market updates. And hey, do you have a strange-looking 2012 penny? Drop a comment below with a photo or description. I'd love to help you find out what it's worth. Remember, treasure is hiding in plain sight, and we're here to help you find it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Happy hunting, coin collectors! Want a version of the script as a downloadable file or for a voiceover? Just let me know.